Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Pisces May 2023 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant, and I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for Pisceans over the course of the last month, haven't I? And it's been great to get to know you personally and spend the time with you. We both enjoyed the time together. And if you might be interested in having a look to see what might be involved in having a one-on-one clairvoyant reading with me from anywhere in the world, just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, separately, of course, the clairvoyant readings, of course, I have to charge for them. But what I don't charge for, and what is free, it genuinely is the free lunch, is healing. Now, when I was born, I was given the spiritual gifts of clairvoyance and also of healing. Now, healing, though, is provided on the condition that I do not receive any benefit from it whatsoever. And so if you want to have healing which comes through me, not from me, and you understand the difference, then just check out the information that's in the description box below. I will not be recommending or selling anything to do with or coming from either myself or anybody else. It will be concentrated just on that. Now, as the subscribers know, and so good to see you, subscribers. Marvelous. I love to see you each month. Truly I do, and to have the conversations with you over the comments and in different ways. You're part of my extended family, truly you are. I love to see you, and thank you for having me in your home. And do you know that, you do know that we don't have any video advertisements breaking their way into this content, so you get to enjoy the experience uninterrupted by such crass commercial intrusions such as ads. Isn't that the case? Now, what you also know is that we only need 5 cards, because 5 speak volumes to us. They give you all that you need to know for this period. So let's get them underway. There is the Wheel of Fortune. What a wonderful card to have. There is the 5 of Cups. Here is what? The 2 of Swords. You know, people are frightened of the sword suit. I'm not. I think it has some wonderful things to say to you as a general rule. There is the 7 of Wands. And finally, well, where shall we go? Let's do this and this. Nothing like watching professionals, is there? You know, I don't do that, all that sort of casino type shuffling, because I don't want to wreck the cards, you know. They cost enough as it is. So what might there be now? Let's take something from here. And it is the 10 of Swords. Excellent. Now, that's obviously come here, and it's come here as an energy on the way out, and we'll have a look at that probably first. We'll see how we go in just a moment. But why don't you come now? Sit down here next to me. We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Let's look at this first card that you drew, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, is that what I think it is? Let's have a look. Very interesting painting, as you shall see in just 1 second. And there you go. Now, of course, I have a particular interpretation on the art, which you may have a different interpretation of. But on this scene here, on this painting, a woman's dress reveals her internal machinery consisting of a number of wheels, all which are connected together. Now, each wheel is but a single cog in the larger machine. Their ability to operate depends on all the other parts working. Now, the woman has no power over the process, no control over the ups and downs of life. The wheel at the top holds her heart. Her happiness or sadness depends entirely on how her fate is turning. The watch in the woman's hand represents the eternal cycles of time we are all subject to. The clouds in the sky show that life is forever changing. I think that this is something of a wistful reading altogether for you today. Now, as for the astrology of this card, you will be pleased to know that it is your planet, Jupiter, the great benefic of the zodiac that is ruling the energy here. And it's speaking to me for you of abundance, prosperity, and good fortune. There's a new beginning here, an expansion, a great degree of creativity, a big breakthrough, and self-realization. And there is some unexpected good fortune coming here. There's luck around, a chance opportunity, winning, of course, some ups and downs as you would expect, but it is possible that you may come across a life-changing meeting with somebody. Yes, I really do have the feeling here of an unexpected change in your life, which is going to be favorable, but which may not necessarily seem that way at first. So be ready to act on any unexpected opportunities that come, because they are coming. And when times are good, stay centered, because things can change. And if things are challenging, don't be discouraged, because this is telling me that things are going to get better. Change is about to happen. You may need to alter your present course or change things around to set the stage for the right outcomes to come into your life. Now, of course, if you struggle against the course of life, you become like someone struggling against a wheel and liable to be crushed underneath it. So stay in the center, and then, despite the ebbs and flows of life, you will never be shaken or broken. So if you stay centered to your truth, you will get through any hardship. Now, definitely, I think that if no miracles are happening, something is wrong. I think you stand before the possibility of a great breakthrough. So use the moment. And I guess you want to ask yourself this question. Are you really ready for the great good fortune? And what is still standing in your way? Say this to yourself: I am now ready for the miracle of my life. I am a prosperous individual. I am flexible in times of change. I enjoy manifesting internal abundance externally. And abundance, which created me, is what I am. Now, on that same horizontal there is this Five of Cups. Well, I said this was going to be wistful, and I'm getting a very wistful feeling about this, because it's sitting over this Ten of Swords. Two interesting energies that are here. But let's look at the artwork, shall we? And it pictures a sad woman dressed in somber colors. She stands in the middle of a lake, looking with disappointment at three flowers floating away. The flowers were separated from the branch that she is holding in her hand. Now, she is so focused on regret that she doesn't seem to care about the two remaining flowers that are still blooming on the branch. And her regret, you will see, is preventing her from moving on towards the other side of the lake. Now, I have a real sense here that, even though it's in Cups, which talks about emotions, I really do have a sense of an emotional regret that is here. I'm trying to work out what it is. There's something that has been holding you back. There's a loss, maybe the loss of a poisonous habit or a relationship, or the separation from any situation that has been stopping your growth. Now, this is related to your emotions, and it involves the difficult process of letting go of the past in order to make room for the future. Do you know, here is change that we saw there, the Wheel of Fortune. Do you know, change is always hard for you, especially when feelings are involved. And this encourages you to set your sights on new horizons and understand that you need to shed old skins for new things to develop. This can relate to some respects. There's a feeling around here of a feeling of separation from something or someone that you love or have loved, whether through parting or loss. And your task is to accept the parting with grace and faith in the future. You may need to pass through a time of mourning in which you absorb the pain of your loss and transform it into treasured memories and thankfulness for that which you have parted from. And you will soon begin to rejoice again at what you have and appreciate the gifts and lessons you have gained from that which you have lost. Now, difficult things in your life empower your precious heart. You learn from your mistakes and gather deep understanding of your feelings and the feelings of those around you. Do you know when you have parted from something, or something has been taken away unexpectedly from you, something that you loved or someone that you cared about, then you can very often have whirling around in your mind a sense of regret about what you did or didn't say, or what you said or didn't. Do you know, you wish in some respects that you could turn back time. But time, the past, lies in the cemetery, you know. It's gone forever, and it won't be until the next life that anything is seen of it again. But regret can eat into you. But understand that you should not have regret, because despite what you may believe, you can disappoint people and still be good enough. You can make mistakes and still be capable and talented. You can let people down and still be worthwhile and deserving of love. Everybody has disappointed someone they care about. Everybody messes up, lets people down, makes mistakes. Not because we are inadequate or fundamentally inept, but because we are imperfect and fundamentally human. And expecting anything different is just setting yourself up for failure. Well, let's turn now, shall we, to something which is called the Ten of Swords. Okay? And let's see what there is here. Well, the card shows a woman being attacked with 10 needles, piercing into her head, causing her deep pain. Now, the people who are so cruel to the woman remain hidden and anonymous. And we could only see their hands, can't we? Well, maybe there is a betrayal and deep wounds that leave this victim feeling about as low as she can go. But this picture to me also shows that there is always hope for things to get better. Look at the color coming in the background here. It is always darkest before the dawn. A new day is coming, and her misery comes to an end. Now, the astrology of this is that of the sun in Gemini. Now, that can be difficult, well, at least where it's placed below this Five of Cups. But it's got the Two of Swords coming in next to it, and it's opposite this very strong Seven. So I see the sun, which is great. It speaks of a new day. The sun coming into Gemini. Now, Gemini, of course, is that air planet, air sign, and it's ruled by Mercury, the flightiness of Mercury. And with the sun in Gemini, the sun's rays get dispersed by the chaotic energy of Gemini flying all over the place. So I do see here that you do transform as a result of some conflict or troubles that you have had. In fact, it's almost as if there has been a final strike which has resulted in rejuvenation. At last, there is a victorious stand being coming in here, and you are regaining a position. There's a conclusion to something, even though there could have been some despair at some time. Now, I think what this is saying is that there is the need to put to death an old pattern or depart from a painful entanglement. It can instigate a revolt or a final blow to destroy stifling situations or in a conflict. This destruction or separation from a negative energy or issue is an act of liberation, though it feels hard at the time. Fleeing from it frees your mind from the turmoil of suffering. Now, this can be a bold and necessary act of defiance, or of driving a final blow that destroys that poisonous entanglement. Now, this can result in great change and in eventual peace. And I do think we're going to see that coming up for you, so it's talking of it here, this spread. Now, sometimes this aggravation and drama isn't started by you, so it can be a painful experience. But pain happens. You could feel completely drained from an issue, or feel that everything is lost or ruined, or that there is nothing more to lose. You may just as well risk a new beginning, in relationships, it can be the final stake driven between two people, the end of a friendship, or the departure of a loved one, such as a child, away to college or moving somewhere else. It may be a signal that you must finally put to death an issue that has come between two people and move on to a fresh understanding, leaving the issue in the past, in a cemetery. The separation or cutting away of something that hinders the relationship creates a deeper, more loving union. But don't be too hasty or rash. You should give careful thought before you cut ties or burn bridges. But when you are certain that it is the most necessary action, then the final blow must be clean, penetrating, fast, and final. Look, sometimes things that are unfair happen to good people because, well, you would have heard that life isn't fair, and sometimes it can be heart-wrenching. And if you are having one of those dark days, it's okay. It's okay to feel that darkness. When challenges come back to back to back and it seems like something is after you, something is attacking you, something is attacking your journey, look for the lesson in it all. You grow through what you've gone through. The question is, are you willing to go through it? Now, when difficult things happen, what are you going to do? Are you going to allow a difficult situation to dictate the way you feel and how you handle it? Are you going to fall over, fall down, fall apart? Or are you going to face the issue with courage and resolution? You know darkness. You've seen it before. So embrace it. Embrace the darkness. Don't look away from it. Own it. And then walk one step after another. Never surrender. Remember that even in the most wretched of times, don't pause. Remember not to stop. Remember not to hesitate. Take that first step and start walking. Always hold your head up high and let your spirit rise. You are a child of the divine. No matter how dark that place may be, there is always a way out. Hold on to that fundamental quality of faith. Have faith and know that on the other side of pain, the sun rises and there is something good. Now let's have a look to see what's over here, shall we? Mr. Muscles here he is. Good man. Now, here is a strong man behind iron bars. He's in front of a red curtain. I think that symbolizes his strong emotions and moral convictions. The man is defending his position by bending the bars with his bare hands. The 7 bars, for the 7 of wands. They stand for all the challenges he has faced in his life. And I think that those tattoos tell the stories that emerged from those conflicts. They result out of his experiences with aggression, with defiance, and the need to protect. Now, he has always stood up for and defended what he believes in. Now, the astrology of this card is that of Mars in Leo. And so there's a great strength here with you because there is the fire sign of Leo and the fiery planet of Mars in it. And so you have here courage, a defiance in a way, daring and taking risks. You are getting over these things here, or you have done. You have a resistance and a tenacity, a bravery, the power of rebirth and regeneration. And you are holding an immovable position here, and you'll be defending your words and actions. This is telling you that it is a time to dare, to throw caution to the wind and take a leap of faith. This is also urging you to defend your position. You have to express your personal stance in this situation with honesty and openness. A major theme here is of resistance. This could be against a rival or an opposing position, or in defending your convictions, or in a rebellion against the external world. Now, from an inner perspective, it can indicate that you need to stand against or resist thoughts or feelings that are scattering your power. This courage that you will be showing, and this is about courage, is drawn from instinctive and intuitive responses from within you. And by facing your fears and resisting attack, addiction, or temptation, you are empowered, drawing the power of your enemy into yourself. By not compromising, you not only defeat a current attack, but you become much better equipped to withstand future ones. Now, when concerned with relationships, this energy can indicate that obstacles or issues need to be, there's a tension perhaps in some of them here. Yeah, there's a tension around. I'm getting here, but it's a tension that is going to be resolved in here. Certainly in your workplace, I think that this can talk about a conflict with opposing powers. It may be that you are tired and ready to give up on something. Well, take a deep breath, take heart, stand defiant, and renew your resolve. But with those relationships, as I say, there could be some issues that need to be overcome. A tension or defensive behavior, maybe a harsh or hasty exchange of words must there. But don't let your frustrations get the better of you. Try and resolve the underlying issues. Do not give in to fear, as someone may be trying to threaten or scare you into submission out there with respect to something. Stay positive, because hesitation will cost you the battle, and you are victorious this month. Now let's quickly look at the final card, and all this gets put behind you, and all the aggravation, you get through it all. You have a great degree of peace and happiness with you, which you deserve. I think you, look, here is a woman leaning against, well, first of all, she's leaning towards us, to you and I, and she seems to be stuck in a situation. I think she's thinking about a problem but can't find the solution. And I think that problem is symbolized by those two birds sitting on top of her hat, which is also a birdhouse by the looks of it. The birds are arguing over which one should be allowed to go inside. And since they are unable to come to a decision, they both have to stay outside in the cold night. Now, the woman's eyes are covered with leaves, indicating the inability to see things clearly. She has turned away to avoid dealing with her emotional uncertainty. But you have resolved your emotional uncertainties by this time, I think. And here we have the moon ruling the first decan of Libra. Well, this is a really great combination. Did you know that your moon sign describes your instinctive or emotional energies? Now, with the moon in Libra, you are likely to have a deep need for peace and harmony in your life. Now, Libra is usually symbolized by the scales, isn't it? And that can talk about balancing here, and that relates to balancing any area of your life which needs some sort of adjustment to bring it back into balance. And this could include your personal environment, your work, or your relationship with others. Now, I think that the purpose of this card here, there's nothing really good or bad about it. It's neutral. It says things are resolved. You're at a place where you now are at a stop and just waiting to go forward again. There's nothing holding you back. You're in balance. There's an inner peace here, and there is the power to make decisions. And decisions regarding a situation or relationship which bring about emotional and spiritual peace. Now, maybe you are having a hard time making up your mind about something and can't make a choice. I don't think it's anything dramatic, but it's something that's sitting around in the background and surfaces up every now and again. You might lack the information you need to make the right decision at this time, but when you get it, it's like the light goes on and you can see the situation for what it is, and you'll be in a much better position to make the decision that is right for you. Inner peace is a special gift. Protect it, but never try to cling to it. You know, there's a book of the Old Testament, or the Hebrew Bible, and it's the book of Psalms, and I'm pretty sure it's Psalm 120 verse 2, which says, "O Lord, save me from treacherous lips and from a deceitful tongue." And meditating, now I'm not selling religion, but meditating on that verse will heal all areas of life, including health problems, financial difficulties, and relationship conflicts. So what areas of your life are especially important to you? You can now come calmly to the necessary decisions. Take the time for deep relaxation and say this to yourself: "A deep peace fills my heart." Well, what a fantastic spread of cards for you. Well done, you. I trust you enjoyed that as much as I did providing it to you. I certainly enjoyed providing that reading to you. I always do, though, don't I? I love to see you, and thank you for having me in your home. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate the confidence that you place in me and the warmth which you show to me. Now, I'm not going to see you again probably unless you contact me for a reading or for a healing until next month. But until then, remember one thing and one thing only, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.